Welcome to the Untrapped Podcast, where we're motivated and inspired about success, small business, and personal development. And now, Keith Kalfas.
What's up? It's Keith Kalfas with the Untrapped Podcast, and I'm going to do a quick episode about running a service business. In my landscaping business, there's something I learned that's so powerful. It makes you money, but it's even more important than money, and I want to share this paradigm through you, being my 16th season in my landscaping business, and something really powerful that I learned through the ups and downs and valleys and highs and lows. And this is a beautiful perspective. So open up your ears and take some notes. And first of all, I'm honored for you to be an Untrapped Podcast listener. Thank you so much for listening to this show. It really means a lot to me. We're probably, if we met in person, we'd probably be like, "What up, Doe?" Because great minds think alike, right? So, all right, let's get into it. We just finished a landscaping job for $7,350 and some change for a customer, and I wanted it to be a 50% profit margin, but we ran short on rocks. But so it ended up being a 45% profit margin, which is still great. But more importantly than the money was the customer. Now, here's what I wanted to share with you. This is the mindset. It's a great honor and privilege to be able to, I was going to say we live in the United States, so to live in this beautiful country and have the opportunities and the freedoms that we have of free enterprise, to be able to start your own business. And it's a great honor and privilege to meet a customer and step foot on their property and shake their hand, and for them to hire you and to say yes, and for them to trust you and to sign a deposit check and then a payment, a final payment, to do work on their property, because they're basically handing over their hard-earned, sweat and labor of the money that they've earned. They're handing and entrusting that to you. So it's a form of a trust. And it's a big deal, and it's a big responsibility. And I'm not preaching to you at all. I'm saying this is something I learned when you really get this perspective here. If you look at the customer through the eyes of having a servant's heart, right? It's not like you're their servant, but you're there to serve them. It's not about you. And when you completely let go of that and you're there for them, that's how the customers can trust you immediately. You always back up. You do what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it, whether you feel like it or not. You have integrity. If you break something, you fix it. If you got to run a stand-up business. Your reputation is everything, because a reputation takes 20 years to build, and it can be destroyed overnight. So in anything that you do right will be duplicated. What is it? I think it's like 20%, or if you say if you do something wrong on a project, or something that pisses off a customer, or you're disingenuous or out of integrity, that could spread like wildfire. And it only takes one customer. I've heard that customer, every time landscaping comes up, they will talk bad about you forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever, because it will emotionally tick them off. I shouldn't even have to say that, but I've just heard these stories throughout the years. Every once in a blue moon, there will be some shady landscaper that will come along, and they just get in over their heads, and they're running a business the way that they shouldn't. And the worst part of that is they'll be like driving fancy cars and living some lifestyle they haven't even truly earned yet, and yet they're not doing a great job for their customers, which comes first, right? So obviously you don't ever want to be in that position, and I hope you're conscientious enough. But through this paradigm and this perspective, here's the next step. So when the customer calls you, they've probably done a little bit of research on your business. They might have looked you up on Google or Facebook. And if you have positive 5-star reviews and social proof of other people saying great things about you, you have a professional website, you have pictures of your work, the way that you pick up the phone, if you do it with character and with integrity, it creates a first impression on the customer. And then when you qualify them over the phone to see if you're a good fit, and then you come to their property to give them a quote, do you extend your hand and shake their hand? Do you look in their eyes? Are you respectful? Do you listen to the customer? Do you let them talk until they feel like they're fully understood of how and why they want their landscaping done? Do you, or do you just start talking like a know-it-all? And are you pissed off because you're not making the money that you feel like you should be making at this time? Or maybe you think these customers are rich jerks and they're just low ballers, and they're like, that whole negative side of it is the other side of it. And I've been in the shoes before where I had all these multi-millionaire clients, and some of them were rich jerks. Some of them were literally trying to talk me down and literally trying to take advantage of me for real, and looked at me like I was an object to squeeze to see what they could get out of me, and I was not a person or a human with a heart or a soul. I've had that happen to me so many times in the past, and I've learned those deep, hard lessons that it made me very resentful of the landscaping business and resentful of landscape customers, to the point there were short periods of time throughout the past, a little bit here and there, where I had a chip on my shoulder. And the definition of a chip on your shoulder, if you look it up, is actually where you feel like the world owes you something. And I wasn't aware that I started developing a bad negative attitude because I automatically assumed that these customers were looking for the cheapest deal. And when you get frustrated, it's easy to fall into this trap. But what it does is it sucks you into the lowball trap, where you start attracting the customers that you're resisting. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
If you are looking for the greatest software ever to run your business on, go to getjobber.com/Keith. You can create proposals, invoices, collect payments, and track your entire business directly on the Jobber smartphone app. If you want to get a totally free trial of Jobber right now, open your browser, type in getjobber.com/Keith, and after the trial, if you decide to sign up with Keith's link, you'll automatically get 20% off your first 6 months. So what are you waiting for? Go to getjobber.com/Keith.
And so I don't want you to get stuck in this trap, because it can last for weeks, months, or years, and then the results that you get, the haptic feedback in your business, start teaching you, these are the results I'm getting because this must be my marketplace. There's you, your market, your marketing, your people, and your systems. So you start thinking that your entire marketplace is cheap. There's no money to be made, and then all of a sudden you develop a negative attitude that's reinforced by what you think are facts. And it becomes this entire psychocybernetic feedback mechanism that, if you study an NLP, neuro-linguistic program, the NLP neurons that fire together wire together, so the neuroscience in your brain actually starts wiring up the biology of belief to make you feel like that's true, and it becomes so real it solidifies, and then you start duplicating and replicating it over and over and over, and then it becomes hits automaticity, and then now running a scarcity chuck in a truck type business becomes a habit that then you hate your business. And then what happens is you don't know why your close rate goes down. It's because you have a bad attitude, but you're not aware. Even if you try to hide it, the customers can feel it, and that little bit of negative, or just maybe even like an energy that lacks gratitude, right? You're not open and present. Your guard is up. That pushes customers away who wanted to spend money with you, and they'll go spend it somewhere else. So one the first steps is to realize it's a great honor and privilege to work on a customer's property, if they're handing over their money to you, whether that is a fact or not. If you look through the lens of gratitude, because when you change the way you see things, the things you see change. I want you to reach deep down inside, and I want you to let go and forgive 100% completely any of the clients who you felt like ever took advantage of you or ripped you off or didn't respect you, or maybe you worked for them for a long time and then they fired you to save $5 with somebody else. Let it all go and thank them. They were at the right place in the right time in your business, like a perfect puzzle piece and a perfect almost like you went in a little paddle boat, and now you're on a bigger boat and you had to let that go, and they were there for you when you needed them most, and they help you build your business. But now it's time to expand the top as you dissolve the bottom. You dissolve the bottom and let go. And just cut the ropes and cut the anchors and cut all the little fringy pranic cords or whatever you call it. Let go of all those things, those friction points. And if you're holding a beach ball underwater and you let go, what does it do?
it pops up to the top and floats buoyantly and abundantly on the top of the water in the sunshine. Why? Because that's its natural state. Your natural state is to go from chucking a truck to Possibility Pete, and from Possibility Pete to Abundant Anthony, where you're running an elf business that's easy, lucrative, and fun. So when you show up on a customer's property, when you talk to them on the phone, through your marketing, through your work, through everything, you surrender that part of you that is in resistance, because what you resist persists. And when you take yourself from a place where you have from negative pessimism, glass half empty, and you take it to glass full, and you have an attitude of gratitude, and you really actually care for real, and it's not about you, and you understand that you're in the service business, what happens is you let the sunlight hit your face. You smile when it rains. You're happy to see the customer, and you're truly thankful for them, and then you play it away, and you have fun at work, and you treat your business like it's fun. You get to do this. My friend Joshua Latimer taught me something one time. He said it's an honor and a privilege to even be able to participate in what God is going to do anyway. Ho'oponopono. I love you. Thank you. Forgive me. I'm sorry. Take a deep breath and exhale, and know that your business is a blessing. And when you let go and you water it and you let sunlight shine on it and you have gratitude and you till the soil and cultivate and plant the seeds of goodness and greatness and double down on your goodness, it'll start to bear fruit. There's roots and fruits. The deeper the roots, so the pain and suffering, the death by 1,000 cuts, all the things you've went through, we're helping you build deep roots of integrity. If you didn't stick your head in the sand, and if you didn't give up, and if you didn't whine and bitch and complain when it was hard, and you kept putting one foot in front of the other, doing the right thing, you're planting and watering seeds of greatness.
All right, real quick, I want to tell you about something that honestly blew my mind. If you run a landscaping business, pressure washing, window cleaning, or really any home service business, you already know how important your website is. But most guys either have a terrible website or they paid some designer thousands of dollars and it still doesn't bring them any leads. That's why I partnered with a company called Rebolt. Rebolt uses AI to actually build and optimize your website so it ranks on Google and helps you show up when customers search in your area. We're talking about professional website design built for local SEO and optimized to help you show up in the Google 3-pack. This is not one of those junk AI website builders. These guys are legit. If you want to check it out, go to keithkalfas.com/Rebolt. That's keithkalfas.com/Rebolt, REBOLT. Go see what they built. It's seriously impressive.
And my friend, those seeds, it's time for them to sprout and grow. And you got to take care of them and tend your garden and pull out the weeds. And if you keep doing that, and you keep doing that, and you keep getting around successful people and listening to good information and weeding out the bad negative information, the negative crap on social media, the negative people who are toxic, who whine and complain about life and about their business, spend a little bit less time with them, or condition, or draw the line in the sand and train them that, at least through your behavior, that you're not going to respond to that stuff. Practice the art of non-resistance. Non-reacting. You don't react anymore. The things that used to trigger you, now you just kind of smile and you keep moving forward and keep busting ass and working hard. Why did I say that? That's an old saying. Busting ass. That sounds weird as hell. It's an old saying, like, we gotta bust ass and keep going. Keep hustling. My friend William, the tree guy with the beard, once in a while we'll do a tree job together, and this dude works so hard nonstop that you're practically running, tripping over yourself to keep up with this guy. You're out of breath with your heart pounding, sweating, and you just like, he's the type of guy, his standards are so high. I have a Fab 5. That's my 5 best friends. And all my 5, this is a secret, so I hope they're not listening to this. I know you are. My 5 best friends, most of my best friends say that I'm their best friend, and they are my best friend, but I'm afraid to tell any of them, and I do have a best friend, best friends, but I'm afraid to tell any of my best friends that you are my number one best friend, because I'm afraid that any of the other 4 will find out. Okay, that's funny. So William, you don't want to fall out of his good graces, bro. He's just got this energy about him, bro. And so you work so hard that your adrenaline's pumping, and then like when we work together, and then all of a sudden this euphoria where you feel like you don't feel like you are reaching greatness, and the standard is so high you realize what you're really freaking capable of. So I have a great blessing in my life to be surrounded by these powerful, God-fearing alpha male entrepreneur men who have very high freaking standards, and they won't accept anything but the best from me. And they call me out if they see me getting lazy, and I love it and I appreciate it. So, tallest poppy syndrome. If you're the tallest poppy, people want to cut you down. Well, start getting around people where you're not a big fish in a small pond, but get around people who have high standards, because the proximity effect is the number one thing that'll upgrade your identity. All right, that's my podcast, Keith Kalfas. We just crossed 1 million downloads. If you like this episode, please, right now, it'll take you 15 seconds. Just do it. Go right now and go in the comments, whether you're on Apple, Spotify, or whatever, and just leave me a well-worded, positive 5-star review. Say that you love the podcast, and it'll help boost the rankings so it can inspire more people. My videos and podcasts have helped start over 10,000 businesses. We have 80 million views online. It's helped my dream come true of being able to travel the country and speak all over the country on stages. I've always wanted to do that. Go on Amazon and Audible and buy my audiobooks. Just type in Keith Kalfas. They'll pop right up. You can listen to them and join the Untrapped Alliance private group where we go live every other Wednesday night. And we have special guest experts on who have built multiple 6- and 7-figure businesses, and they teach us stuff about marketing. For instance, this Wednesday night, we're learning about how to build your customer avatar. Just open up your browser and go to keithkalfas.com/alliance. I'll see you Wednesday night. Much honor and respect to you, my friend. Peace.
Hey, I hope you liked the show. And if you like the Untrapped podcast and you get value from it, can you please take a minute and go over to Spotify and leave it a well-worded positive 5-star review? It helps boost the rankings on Spotify so the show can get to more people. Therefore, these messages can get out to more people and inspire more people so then they can go out and start their small businesses and crush it and get to the next level. It's a huge deal. All right, I'll see you in the next show.